That was actually so close. I mean, the Arteezy barely survived there, thanks in part to the Shell Grave. S4 barely managed to get out with the Blink. And then Zaya also going down. Is VP just too strong in team fights?
I think VP actually could have just won the game there if they could have had the Storm Spirit in a little bit of a better position.
Right.
S4 doesn't have buyback. He's got no gold at all. He just completed his items. And they can still win a fight, but it does require that they have to be able to save Arteezy, and he has to get his ultimate off in that fight. In that fight, he just held it because he knew it wasn't a full 5-man commitment from VP, so it looked a little bit closer than it was.
There's still going to be, I mean, the butterfly is being built right now by Arteezy, but that Solar Crest is still a gigantic advantage that Lil has picked up. Right now they're using it for taking Roshan. Team Secret actually went for a 4-man smoke. Arteezy's going to join the rest of the team, but it seems to be a bit too late. Kuro actually makes the jump in, but it's too late. God has already grabbed the Aegis. Now with the 2-man, DK Phobos actually hit a beautiful Fisher. They've already eliminated one. Arteezy managed to get off the BKB. Pops that ultimate. They're trying to go for Lil. Will take him out. DK Phobos, 4-staff away, is trying to get ahead of these heroes. And meanwhile, Illidan will just clean up Puppey nice and quick. DK Phobos stalling up these heroes, managed to get the Blink away to the side, and maybe he can turn this one around with Fisher ready to go. Kuro actually steals Light Strike Array, going for the stun here, but he just gets cleaned up so quickly by those familiars. With the increased damage of the Drone Ranger Aura, once again, VP, they win another fight and are well set to take an objective.
And now this is a 7-second BKB from the Shadow Fiend, and conveniently enough, this bottom lane is already pushed in for them. They're just going to go for this tier 2 tower, but they can decide to go for more if they want. Illidan's starting to pick up a large amount of farm. FNG, if he wants to go for the 4-staff or the Yules, he can have that at the same time. G's going to get a BKB, and I mean, Kuro's been just such a nuisance for him, but if he gets the BKB and he orchids him, that's one support straight away. You have really good ways to deal with the Dazzle at this point, and it's going to mean that the Shadow Fiend has no other way to survive without the Grave.
Yeah, Virtus Pro, such a large jump up in net worth after that team fight. That's about a 5,000 gold swing from just that fight plus Roshan alone. BKB coming in for God. Illidan's got a large amount of gold. He can choose to go for the MKP if he so chooses. DK Phobos is actually going to build into what I believe is a BKB just to make sure he gets off everything he can in these team fights.
Yeah, I think he should definitely go for one here, but this mid-fight right now, Secret, they're prepped for it, but they're so afraid. If they lose one more fight, that could actually just mean TI for them. Right. Arteezy buys the full butterfly. They don't have buyback gold on anyone that really matters here. Kuro and Zai might have it, but that's about it.
Looks like Tier 2 is Virtus Pro's next objective. Especially with the Aegis, they feel pretty confident that Team Secret is not going to challenge them, but they may be wrong. Team Secret actually go for the 5-man smoke here.
Oh, he actually spotted Arteezy.
Going to be able to vacuum, jump forward. S4, he's going to actually turn around on Light Strike Array. God's going to jump in. They've already taken out S4. Pops a BKB and will literally lift that ultimate, but God, he's now controlled by the telekinesis. Has to make a jump away. Staying away from Arteezy. Finally goes down, but that's just the Aegis. Arteezy pushed back by the silencer. Going to go for the support first. Puppey goes down. DK Phobos gets off the Echo Slam. He even survives. Just barely, as the tower shots are not enough to finish him off. 4 down from Team Secret, and VP will have that tier 2.
And G's got a DD rune. The Silver Edge is just completed. He's got his BKB too. This might actually just mean racks for Secret. They don't have buyback on the heroes that matter. Darkseer's going to buy back, so is Rubik, but they don't have one on the Shadow Fiend. The Queen of Pain is also without buyback, and VP is going to feel so bold right now because they just have so much of a lead. They've got a 15 charge Bloodstone. G's got a DD rune if he wants it. DK Phobos, no Echo Slam on him, but still, this is quite the lead for VP, and it's hard for them to get rid of this one.
So many fans, analysts, everybody across Dota had Team Secret, if not their first place, somewhere in that top 3, and right now their tournament life is being threatened by Virtus Pro, representative of the CIS region. An insane story here. VP right now, it's 23-13, 34 minutes in after yet another team fight that is now a 10,000 gold lead for them. 12,000 experience on top.
That's a 10-second BKB for G. I can't stress how much that means in this part of the game. Secret have no counter for that right now. And their own BKBs. You've got a 6-second BKB on Arteezy. S4 is nowhere near another item. He's only got a tier 4 item at 34 minutes. And he's not even close to seeing another one by the end of this game. And a large portion of how this game's determined is if they can keep Arteezy alive to deal damage, they can maybe still do it, but locking down G at this point is nigh impossible.
It gets all the more difficult when you now have an Aghanim Scepter for the Lina. It's still only a level 2 Laguna Blade, but that is still a significant chunk of pure damage that will be able to cut Artur down to size, even if he has the BKB up.
Yeah, and Arteezy, I mean, he's played so well this game. He's still on top of the net worth charts, but the rest of his team is just lagging behind in that regard, and finally the Storm Spirit gets ahead, and I mean, Secret are so afraid right now because any wrong misstep is just the game for them.
I mean, between, as you said, the 10-second BKB, but also the 15 Bloodstone charges, this guy's got mana for days.
Doesn't have that DD rebuttaled anymore, but...
Alright, here it goes. Team Secret. Got a 4-man push by Virtus Pro right now with God ready to make the initiation at any point. They're going to start with a slow poke and prod at that tier 3 tower. No need to rush things.
I mean, they could just wait for the opportunities right now. The Storm Spirit BKB jumps in at any point.
Who's his first target? Does he go for the support in the background? Does he go for Puppey and try and eliminate that Shallow Grave?
Kill the Dazzle as fast as you can. Okay. And then blow up Arteezy once his BKB's down.
Fisher pushing back Arteezy, and just seconds. And that's all it takes to bring the tier 3 tower low.
VP hitting the tower. Illidan's going to take this one down real soon, and this is going to open up the map for them. And now Secret have to play so carefully. If Arteezy's out of position, they won't be afraid to just blink echo him alone.
Illidan starts moving forward. They do have the counter wards to see him, though. God sitting on the side. They're actually going to jump him. They're going to try and pop Illidan right away. The Fisher is out, but it doesn't hit anything. Meanwhile, God goes for Puppey in the background, instantly eliminating. Arteezy gets hit by the Laguna Blade, but it's still up and fighting. There goes the 3-man with the vacuum wall on top of everything else. VP will lose the fight, and they're going to lose just 3. God has a significant amount of mana left. He's going to get over the cliff. He has to suicide. Go for it. Be able to avoid it. There it is, the suicide. 4 down for VP. Team Secret holds in game 3.
I mean, Zai, killer instincts there. Arteezy managing to survive through all odds, and even with the Dazzle dying immediately and S4 being isolated out, those 3 were enough to hold the base, and that's 4 down for VP. And all of a sudden, Secret's hopes are still alive.
SF back on top of the net worth board, 18,500. Still, Storm Spirit and Juro Ranger are trailing them. It's still a gigantic net worth lead for VP, even after that lost team fight. But it is going to shake their confidence for the next time they choose to push uphill. Zai, as you said, pretty much made that team fight for Secret. Feels like they're going to have to wait out the next Roshan and get the Aegis. And is this next one going to be Cheese as well?
Yeah.
So
if you remember, the first one was really early on, and the second one they had the Solar Crest for it, so
this could be a significant advantage for VP if they want to wait out Roshan, but this obviously leaves openings for Team Secret just to sit back, farm up, or maybe even get aggressive on the map.
I think you don't, if you sit back and farm up, you know that VP are just going to wait for the next Aegis. I actually think they might decide to play proactively before that point. Illidan's about to pick up his MKB, and everybody from VP has pretty much all the items that they could possibly need. Maybe lacking in levels a little bit, but that's pretty much it.
So wait for the potential spawn time of Roshan, go for a 5-man smoke as Team Secret, and see if you can't get a pick off that allows you to take Roshan yourself. And if you get that Aegis, that means VP very likely to wait out the full timer of the Aegis, and that just gives you so much more time to farm up your heroes.
I don't know if Secret can win a fight where VP have essentially 7 lives. Like, if G gets an Aegis, I don't know how they take him down twice. He should be able to just initiate in and kill 2 heroes by himself instantly in that case. Because it's just the fear of not being able to get out with any mana that's scaring them right here. And Secret, I don't know if they see this coming. They're all grouped up behind S4, but VP setting the trap. They're going all the way around.
They've already laid down a ward. They're going to sneak their way around.
Secret have no idea.
Secret, they could be totally caught by this one. They're relatively grouped up.
They should have seen FNG here.
They do have some vision, yep. Right down there by the river. They're going to run into Puppey first. He's already gone. Down and out. The vacuum managed to catch out 2 with the wall on top. Lil, though, instantly response. Great familiar dropping the Echo Slam on top. DK Fomos takes out 1 already. Now Zai and Arteezy. They have a response, but Zai goes down as well. Laguna Blade.
It's Arteezy on 3.
Against the world here for Team Secret. He's got to pull this out, but DK Fomos, he survives. Guy keeps the kill, and VP win it. They keep 2 alive and wipe Secret.
And that was just all G. He clears up that backline completely by himself, instantly killing the Dazzle, killing the Rubik by himself. Arteezy has no support there. And Arteezy needs to survive, but he also needs the disables of his team. Like, if that Rubik dies, no way to win the fight, honestly. And Zai, I mean, he tried his best right there, but it was just VP with a little bit too much.
The Lincolns is coming in for the Storm Spirit. This is going to be big. No longer has to worry about that telekinesis, at least not as much anymore, and that's been... Kuro's really been on the mark there, trying to control G every single team fight he jumps in.
I would actually prefer him to go for the Hex, because I don't think it's enough for him to just dodge the telekinesis. He's got a BKB to work with at the same time.
Right.
It could just mean that he wants to get rid of the Spell Steal option, but even then I think that's a little bit weak. Going for the Hex here might secure him the game. Secret don't lose too much though off of this. It's not like VP went for the immediate push or anything like that. It's more just you lost a lot of heroes, gave up net worth, and Storm Spirit gets more Bloodstone charges, but you're already in that situation anyways.
Yeah, you probably lost control of Roshan at this point in time because Arteezy's still down for 10 seconds. If VP go directly into the Roshan pit, they have so much physical damage, they will just chop Roshan up. And Team Secret again would be left into that very precarious, we force a fight outside of our base and potentially lose the whole entire game. So as Arteezy revives, Roshan dies.
Yeah, now that Illidan, he was so squishy before and he had a hard time surviving, but he's got this Aegis. You've got a cheese on your Storm, I believe. Yes.
The difference between the two there, I mean, it may feel very minimal for some, but why Aegis on Illidan and cheese on God?
Because there's almost going to be no chance where Illidan gets to get that cheese off. Right. And there's no real situation where you can really guess, okay, I'm at 200 health, do I pop it now? If you're at that range, you're probably dying if you're Illidan. Whereas the Storm, you just want the mana to work with. It doesn't really matter what your HP pool's at.
He's much tankier, 2400 HP on him, plus he has both the BKB and Lincolns. It would be very surprising if Team Secret were able to...
Oh, they take this so quickly.
They really do. Team Secret, do they stall this one up? Do they just give up their lane of racks? I mean, if they do, it's going to be VP just marching down middle immediately afterwards. VP actually only take the range racks, and now back up.
They're just being tentative right now. No team really wants to give this away, and VP, they recognize that Secret can definitely still beat them in a fight. That top fight proved it. The one